right. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Episode 11, man.
11. One's up, baby. Come on.
1-1. Favorite number. Used to be number 11 in baseball growing up. Then quadrupled it to 44.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing. 44 for bigger guys. 11's for skinny guys, fast guys. I was not that.
Yeah.
But no, happy to be back here with my friend Joe, who, let's just say, always lets Mike have his way with him. Sexually.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? No, the oil is non-sexual.
The oil.
It's for the subs. Chill.
Extra
Mike's
oil.
way, dude. That greasy motherfucker. He knows how to cook it up. But I'm here with my friend Chris, who still has all of his baby teeth. Don't fucking do that, dude.
I got beautiful teeth, bro. Wonderful teeth.
Tiny.
But we're happy to be
Get
back.
real teeth.
We just bought the hats. Hats are on the way. Start saving up. They're going to be the average hat price.
Average, yep. Still got to get them embroidered. So,
Yeah,
full design yet to come. Start bankrolling now.
Yeah, it'll still be get on the wait list.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if you're going to purchase one. We might throw an extra little something in your package.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You get to shake my hand.
Who knows? Yeah, we might hand deliver them if you're local.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be sick.
Over halfway to Toledo.
51
almost there.
subs.
You guys, we appreciate the subs. We appreciate the support. We're going to keep it rolling, man. It's like no reason to stop, and we got too much to talk about.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Exactly. So we got these new beers here. Can't lie, we've both taken a sip, potentially. But we're going to taste them for you. We got Red Stripes from Jamaica.
Yeah, I thought it was Australian. Turns out it's from Jamaica. We were discussing, I think that it has something to do with when they were a colony under, I believe, British control.
And they put them in these sleek bottles so you didn't know what.
Something about that.
Looks
because,
like medicine.
Yeah, it looks like elixir.
Well, cheers, bro.
Cheers. Rating them on golf clubs.
8 iron.
Yep, I like that. I'm going to go 6 iron, which I've almost hit in a hole in one with.
Damn, bro. 6 iron's a tough one to hit a hole in one with.
Not for me.
Probably a par 3.
I have great. Yeah, obviously. No shit.
120, par 3.
No. It was about 145 into the wind, uphill.
Okay.
So I was actually playing about 165.
Okay.
But just a quick question. What have you been doing? I haven't seen you in about 3 weeks.
It has been a while. You can't say 3 because we record every 2. But
I know, but it feels like forever.
It does feel like
every
a long
moment
time,
I'm apart from you feels like an eternity.
Yeah, it feels like I feel like it's like a voodoo doll. Like you feel their emotions when you're away from them.
Yeah. Every night I just stare up at the moon, and I know that me and Chris are looking at the same moon. That's all that gets me through.
I think there was like a blood moon the other day. They said like last time you'll see it for 20, 50 years.
I looked up at it. It was like...
But I've been up to a lot, bro. I've been traveling, which to fill you in on my car. Got that fixed. Basically costs the same amount my car costs, but you're happy to not have a car payment.
Yeah. It's always tough.
Exactly. But quick shout out to my girlfriend. That day I had a work trip. First time I was going to and coming back from a place on the same day.
Yeah. Day trip.
Yeah, I've never done that
hell.
before. It was exhausting, but it was honestly pretty fun. It was like you're just traveling. Like I don't really mind airports that much. I think they're kind of fun, and you're getting per diem and whatnot. Like you're getting food, so that's pretty cool.
True.
But basically, she gets me to the airport. She picked me up, took my car back to my place. So she was driving around all day long because I'm like 30, 40 from the airport. So that's like a long trip, and 2 times a day, and then she's driving back home after she drops me off at night, and literally 10 minutes after she leaves my house, I got a flat tire. And I just responded in the worst way possible. I just responded and I was like, I don't know how to change a tire. Like, I don't know how I can help you. Like, do you need anything? She's like, I was like, maybe call AAA. Like, they'll definitely help. And then AAA.
You could figure that out with a 30-second YouTube video.
Yeah, but I was like,
it's funny to just immediately be like, I don't know.
Hey, good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
Peace. Like,
you just gaslight her.
Let me know.
You're always so much better at that tire thing.
Yeah. What can you do that I can't? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, equal rights.
So, long story short, she gets it fixed. She gets home safe. It's all okay now. She has a new tire, but very thankful that she was driving me around all day. Feel bad she had to go through that afterwards.
Yeah. What, like a mechanic, AAA came up or something?
AAA came up, and the 2019 Jeeps, or like 2020s too, they don't put a spare tire in the car. They just put a pump. So if you slash your tire and it's actually like destroyed, you can't fill it back up. You have to, it's a pump only, or you have to get a spare. So
That's
the AAA guy
for an
just
off-road vehicle.
Yeah,
Does not have a spare.
And
when
Jeep's
it's a car
like known for having a
mountains.
tire on the back too.
Yeah, I
Jeep's
know.
Like
that's
known
the whole thing.
For having a spare tire.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. But
if you're reading this, flip me over.
yeah. What is it, like? Life is happy, be good,
something like
live
that,
good, or something. I don't know what it's called. But the AAA guy just like has a side business where he knows that these things have flat tires all the time, and he just like sells them out of the back of his truck. So she just did that, got a spare, and then had to get a new tire, like a couple new tires. So
AAA is so clutch. The last time that I talked to AAA, I went out to start Marissa's car in the winter, and it just clicked. It wasn't working. So we called up AAA, and the guy comes, he pops the hood. I was like, yeah, it's probably just, I'm assuming it's the battery. We don't have anything to jump it or anything like that. So he's looking at it, and he's like, yeah, the battery's fried. Have you ever replaced this battery? And I look at Marissa, and she's like, stock. Like, bro, your car's a 2007. This battery's 18 years old. How is that possible?
The guy's like, you're lucky that you're even whipping around out there.
He's like, I don't know how this is physically possible that it lasted this long, but I'm going to have to see if I can get this thing out because it was so rusted in there. I felt so bad for the dude. Middle of winter, he was chiseling this thing out.
Jeez, just rust everywhere. Damn.
Yeah, like the bolts were fucking rusted in.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he eventually got it out. He was a good guy.
Hell yeah, dude. They all seem to be good guys.
Yeah, I didn't have exact change, and he was like, it's fine, I got some coins. I was like, my fucking dog.
I got some loonies and toonies.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he was Canadian, dude. He drove down across the border.
Canadians keep loonies and toonies on them. Yeah, like Americans don't have coins at all.
Never.
0 coins. But on that work trip, I had to take an Uber, and I took an Uber, and the guy had a huge Detroit tattoo, like, on his neck right here.
Yeah, and you were in St. Louis, right?
Yeah, I was in St. Louis. And I go, oh, like, are you from Detroit? Like, I see the tattoo. And he's like, no. I'm like, what made you get the tattoo? He goes, my name's Darius.
That's a horrible reason to get an old English D tattooed.
I was like, it is like one of the best logos in all of sports.
Yeah.
The English D is beautiful.
Iconic.
And I guess you could say it's not a Detroit logo, but he was like, no, I still mess with Detroit. Like, y'all are on the come up, like every sport, which I agree with. But I was just like, that's absurd. You're just from St. Louis, but you're like, I'm going to get he's like, I got the Cardinals logo tattooed on me too. I was like, well, now you just have 2 baseball teams.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
But
I respect it.
Thought that was funny. Also noticed on that trip, I mean, that in a combination, I went to Georgia, stayed with an old buddy of mine who I used to work with. But on both of these trips, I'm realizing at the airports, they don't have like common toilet size. Like, this couch is super low to the ground.
Yeah. And
like, there was one toilet I used that was like 4-5 inches lower than this. Like, even if I was pooping at this height, I'd be like, this is short.
There's no way.
Yeah, my
that's like
knees,
a foot off the ground.
My knees were above my belly button.
What?
Yeah, that's what was happening.
What the fuck?
And then I had another one where my feet didn't touch the ground.
That's
and
impossible.
I'm 6 feet tall.
That's impossible.
Like, my toes could touch the ground, but I was literally like they were dangling a little bit.
There's no way.
Yeah, I was like, these airports need to get
How are you getting
their shit together?
I feel like you got to ground yourself when you're shitting. The power to...
They say the best position to poop in is
with your legs elevated.
Well, I think it's like this. It's like a squat. Like
there's no way you're supposed to shit like that.
Yeah, it's like that's how it would come out the best. It's like
what the hell?
Pretty much.
There's no way, dude.
We should both try it and report back. Just putting the feet on the end of the lid on the front.
Dude, it would like spray out on the ground.
You just poop all over the wall in front of you. Yeah. You're just spraying all over the place. So that was a pet peeve of mine. Like, just put it.
That's warranted.
Toilets should probably have a standard height.
Universal height.
Universal height. I think they do normally. But,
yeah. What airport was that?
So one of them was St. Louis. One of them was Georgia. I think
they were both like that.
The tall one was in Georgia. The short one was in St. Louis.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah,
I've never encountered that. But also, I would never use an airport bathroom.
I always do.
The disgusting shit that happens in airport bathrooms. Every time you go into an airport bathroom, it sounds like 3 people have the plague and are fighting for their lives in there.
That is true.
Just screaming.
Yeah. I watched on my way to St. Louis, there was a kid that got injured going through TSA. He like rolled his ankle and was like sitting down, and TSA was like, can you turn it? Can you move it? And the kid's like, no, I can't walk. It hurts so bad. I'm like, he's probably like 14, 15, 2 years older. I was like,
you could probably get a bag.
Get a bag?
TSA broke my ankle.
TSA fight.
TSA. Yeah. They racially profiled me, thought I had a shoe bomb, and twisted my shit up, bro.
But no, so that was interesting. I mean, traveling is always like interesting. On my way back from Georgia, they said their system was down, so they had to just, when I was boarding the flight, they were like, just show us your pass and tell us your seat number. I was like, what? They were like
system?
Manually checking off like who's in each seat to see if people are there.
That's good.
I was like, what is happening? So Georgia was sweet though. Georgia was like, obviously the other one was a work trip. This one was like for fun. We were just planning on golfing, catching up. Like,
yeah.
We golfed. One of my favorite courses I've golfed in a while called Stone Mountain in Georgia. Only mountain in Georgia. And
there's no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a mountainous area. Georgia's like Michigan, basically.
That's a surprise to me.
Well, they kind of look like just a little warmer. I wasn't expecting it to be so warm. I got so burnt.
We're expecting Georgia to be warm.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Border's Florida.
When I checked the weather all week, it said it was going to be pouring rain. Which, when we golfed Stone Mountain, which Stone Mountain has Ulysses S. Grant carved in the side with Stonewall Jackson.
Damn.
So it was
on the mountain?
Yeah, on the mountain. So we're like hitting the first 3 holes are like the greens right over the water, and then right past the water is the mountain with his carving.
That's so fire, just staring down at you.
Yeah, it was so sick. And they're on a horse. It was sweet.
Damn.
A lot of controversy.
Tell me they can carve that back then.
Yeah, they said 15, 17 is when they started it.
That's pretty crazy.
And then it went all the way, like they were chiseling it all the way through the 1970s. But at some point...
Well, that's way too long.
At some point, they stopped chiseling it, and then they went back to it because this one guy was like, I know how to use a flamethrower now, and I can do it faster. So he like went back. And
the guy just stopped. He's like, fuck. I thought I knew how to do a horse. Yeah. This is way harder than I thought.
So it was a sweet course. After that, we went to some like festival fair.
Want to hear a fun fact about Ulysses S. Grant?
I knew you would have some shit to say.
Let's hear it. He was obviously one of the greatest. He was the lead general for the Union during the Civil War, and then he became the president directly after. He actually wasn't even democratically elected. He was just put into power. Pretty interesting.
How?
How? The country was just in such disarray, and they were trying to get everything together. They just kind of decided that he was the best man to take order after Lincoln got assassinated.
That's crazy.
After that, after Lincoln assassination, he was the following president. I could be incorrect, but I'm 99% sure. So he was president after that. And then when he was done serving his term, he ended up losing all of his money to the first ever Ponzi scheme. So he was broke, and he was also kind of notoriously like an alcoholic anyways. So that just kind of made things worse. He was older in his life. He was an alcoholic, and he was sick. So
he was drinking?
I don't know. Probably like whiskey. Yeah, he was probably still balling, even if he was broke. So he was out on the streets, homeless, kind of dying, and just, it was a horrible look. It looks bad for your country if your ex-president's just a drunk on the streets.
That is crazy. He didn't even have a house?
No. He lost everything to this Ponzi scheme. So what ended up happening was they instituted a law that every president, even after their term, makes a yearly salary, so that never happens again.
So even presidents till this day get a yearly salary afterwards?
So that is a thing. I believe it's $40,000 a year now. But Trump, actually, he was, I think, the first president. He said he'll just take $1 a year.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need the money.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was during presidency, though. It's not.
It's throughout.
So whatever.
You get it in perpetuity.
So they get it for the rest of their life?
Mm-hmm.
Every year?
Mm-hmm. That's where our tax dollars are going.
Dude, that's like the only reason
Jimmy Carter was getting paid.
Imagine being president really young like 22, and then I know you have to be older, but
35.
But imagine being 22 and being president, and then you just get paid $100,000 the rest of your life.
Yeah. Also,
so many more people want to be a good president.
Right. You're not wrong. But with Ulysses too, he was supposed to be there the night that Abraham Lincoln got assassinated. But what ended up happening was Mary Todd, Lincoln's wife, was apparently a notorious bitch. Everyone hated her. So Lincoln was like, yo, Ulysses, you want to come see this play with us? And Ulysses asked his wife, and she was like, no, Mary Todd's a bitch. So they ended up not going that night.
Damn.
So there's like a lot of conspiracies about it and stuff. But
yeah, do you
if
think
he
set
was
him
there,
up?
no, because another funny thing that happened. So Ulysses was riding through the town with his wife in a carriage earlier that day, and a guy riding on a horse basically like went up, looked in their window, and then rolled off. You know who that was?
Who?
John Wilkes Booth.
No,
he was
way.
making sure it was Grant and trying to see if he was going to the play. So then,
do you think he would have killed Grant, or do you think he wouldn't have?
I don't think he was trying to at that moment. I think he was trying to identify Grant, make sure he was going to the play, and then he was going to try and take them both out.
Okay.
But a lot of people say that if Ulysses was at that play, there would have been double the security, and they would have had a better chance of not getting assassinated.
Oh, dang.
So a lot of it boils down to being Mary Todd's fault.
Yeah, true.
Bitch.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
The
worst.
After we golfed that course, I played pretty well. The front nine, the back nine, I shot okay. But we played this game called Wolf, which is
I've
fun.
heard of that.
I like that game. It's good
Yeah.
when there's like 3 people, but one on the front nine, I was balling, and then the back nine just whatever.
Fell
Too many
apart.
shots of screwball, you know.
Yeah.
And then we went to this fair thing afterwards. It was like the Summer Peach Festival in some random city right outside downtown Georgia. And a huge bunch of like tents with like art and jewelry and drinks and food and such. And then all out of nowhere, it just started pouring rain, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like so bad to the point where we had to like run inside. We had to like go in this oyster bar, and we're all just dripping, and the restaurant's packed because there's a bunch of people at the festival.
Yeah.
Live music and stuff too. We went to a bar and ate beforehand. But it was just like crazy how bad the storm was. On the way back, I just hopped on one of them Limes scooters, and I was just riding around the neighborhood waiting for Kramer to get back to his car. I was just like doing laps like in the rain on the Lime scooter because they were like running back. It was like a mile away.
Don't those things charge you by distance?
Yeah, but dude, it's like I think it's time.
Oh, I thought it was distance.
I think it's time. I thought it was time, but
dude,
every time I get off, it's like $3, $4. I'm like, this is so worth it. Like, I don't even care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even just, I would pay $4 to just enjoy riding a motor scooter around for a minute or two.
Right.
You know? So that was a good experience. And then the next day, or actually, no, it was the next day. We went to this bar. It was called Moonshiners. It was pretty cool. It was like huge. They had a bunch of pool tables, a bunch of TVs, pretty nice finishes everywhere. And then like a dance area too, and an outdoor patio. But it was an awesome bar. We meet this guy. We're there like after we played the next day, and the guy's just like a local. You can tell he's like, in Georgia we care about the SEC. We don't care about anything else. And he's just talking about like Georgia football and stuff. Like he's just a true local. Definitely a regular at this bar that we were at because we went and there was like 5 people there. And then we went, and then we had such a good time talking to him. We talked to this guy for like an hour and a half. And the people I was with were a couple of years older than me, so they're like more MJ leaning than LeBron leaning. I don't even watch basketball. I don't even have a side. But this guy felt so strongly about Michael Jordan being the best basketball player of all time. And then like LeBron being like 4 or 5 after like Magic and Larry Bird. And I was like, dude, you're just old and like don't respect that like these people were playing nobodies. Now there's like a bunch of stars in the league, and like the products that are out there to make you be a better athlete are so much better now than they were back then. That like
and longevity.
And right. And like all these people are freak superstar athletes when you had like 10 back in the day.
Right.
Because they just didn't know. They're just eating like beans and hot dogs and like somehow making it to the league.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I ever thought about doing this. I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know any stats. I don't know like why people are better than other people, but I just go ChatGPT on my phone. I just go, can you give me a good argument why LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan? And it's like he's got more career assists, more career wins, more career whatever. And I'm like,
he's also been playing much longer.
Yeah, but I just start rattling off these ChatGPT facts to this random local Georgia guy, and he's just getting so pissed at me. He's like, this youngin' doesn't know anything. Like, he wasn't around. He didn't watch Michael Jordan. I was like, okay, but like, why didn't he just play longer? And I could have watched him. He was shit on the Wizards when I was able to watch him. True. So, like, why does it – I haven't seen LeBron be that bad yet.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, I was just, like, literally only reason I was doing that was just to stir the pot and just create an interesting story. And then we ended up going back there and running into him again. And then we were, like, taking pictures.
There's that motherfucker.
Yeah, it was so funny. But
yeah, you got it, though. I love, even if I don't believe it, I'll always take the other side just to piss somebody off.
Exactly. It's more fun that way.
Now you have fucking AI on your side.
We were talking to him for like an hour, bro. We were talking to him for so long. And we were like, this is perfect. Like, this is such a good argument. But everyone else was taking his side. Yeah. And then, like, even like other locals that would come in would also take his side.
It's such a weird hill to die on.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, I get it, but I feel like it's pretty objective that he's just not that good. It's like saying Otto Graham is the second best quarterback of all time. Like, yeah, I mean, he did well in the fucking 40s, but if he played in the modern era when the competition level was higher,
right,
he'd die.
That's what I was saying. I was like, who did MJ play against? And then they were saying all these old head names, and I was like, well, LeBron has to play against Luka, Steph, Giannis, all these people.
Right.
Like, these people, no one near that even existed. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, well, Magic Johnson and Shaq and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my God. But I don't even watch basketball, so I thought it was a funny situation. But that's pretty much what I did, man. Came back exhausted, took the extra day off work so I could sleep in and stuff. But what have you been up to, man? I haven't seen you either. I don't know what your weird ass has been up to.
Not weird, but I will explain in 3, 2, 1. So I have not actually been up to that much. I know you've been traveling. At the end of last episode, I was telling everyone I was going to that Grand Prix concert in Detroit.
Oh yeah. I wanted to go.
It was a pretty good time. Again, still not that into EDM, but it was in a 6 spot. Good
Wait,
beers.
You're saying still not that into EDM when you went to a car racing show?
No, I didn't go to it was the EDM concert at Grand Prix. Every year they have the concert for the Grand Prix, and it's always an EDM show. I didn't go see the races.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were going to.
No,
I thought you were doing.
No, they always have an EDM artist perform during the Grand Prix. So this year, I don't even fucking remember who it was, but it was pissing me off so bad because they had the little barricades or whatever, and we were right up against the barricade, and like 2 feet in front of us, it was the VIP. Our tickets were $25. The VIP was like $150, but it was empty. So I'm just sitting there against this thing, looking at 3 people in there. There was a security guard just staring at me in the face, and I was like, "Come on, bro! Like, if I give you $50, can we get in there?" And he was like, being a hard ass. Did you see my story?
Yeah.
Where I zoomed
he was
in.
like, he's mad at me or whatever.
Yeah, because I told him, I was like, you got 2 options: $50 to let us in, or I'm getting a coalition to break down this fence. He wasn't a fan of that. So I took a snap story of him, and I was like, this guy fucking pissed. He did not leave directly in front of us after that, but Marissa's old roommate was working the event some way or another, and she had VIP tickets.
Oh, sweet.
So she popped around, saw us, gave us the VIP tickets, got in there, raised a little bit, free drinks with the VIP pass.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
How many?
Unlimited.
Well, how many did you?
Like 4 probably. I don't know. I was pretty sauced
it's like
up.
$40, hey.
Yeah. So naturally, we were in Detroit. I was pretty sauced up. My intuition told me we should go to the casino. I'm going to put $200 on black. And if it hits, I'll pay for the rest of the night. Great plan. So we go to the casino, pull out $200. All the blackjack tables are taken up, so we sit down, play a little blackjack. I went up $20 and then lost it all immediately.
Dang.
Plan backfired. But
wait, you said all the blackjack tables were taken, but you played blackjack?
The roulette tables were taken.
Oh, okay.
So played a little blackjack, lost it all, pulled out another 200, came back, put that all on black, hit.
Okay.
Feeling pretty good. Put another 100 on black. Hit again.
Leave.
Doing pretty good. Cash out.
Yep.
We're fucking out of there.
Yeah.
pretty good night. The only other funny thing that happened was we were walking over to the next bar we were hitting. You know how it is. Like, you're tanked, you're in Detroit, everybody's just walking everywhere. You don't know exactly where you're going. And we're walking across the street, and I just hear, hey, are you guys jaywalking? I look over, and it's a cop, and I'm like, fuck. And he's like, nah, I'm just fucking around.
That's so funny, bro. Were you jaywalking?
Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, obviously, we were just like,
I just saw this shit online, too, where these cops, I forget what city it was, but they were just, I think it was like Ohio. They were just like jab stepping in the street, like faking out cars. And if a car kept driving when they did it, they would pull them over. They had a cop down the road that would pull them over because they were like below the ticket quota.
That's so dumb.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Stupidest shit ever.
That reminds me of when they would give people, or they would email people with like warrants out for their arrest, and they would say, yo, you guys got some free Super Bowl tickets, pull up. And then they would pull up to accept them, and they would get arrested.
Yeah, they've gotten people. You were telling me they've gotten people like 3 years in a row with that shit.
Yeah. So, well, originally they would actually send them to the Super Bowl. And then when they tried to get through the gate, they would get arrested. But they were like, maybe we shouldn't send all these people with warrants out for their arrest to a place with 100,000 people. So they started just being like, yo, pull up to this spot. We'll give you the tickets. Then they would come in and be like, here's your documents. You're served, motherfucker.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
That would be ass.
But Detroit cops do not give a fuck.
Yeah, for real.
So then the next day, though, after the concert, hungover is all get out. But we go golfing, and it's just me and my buddy. You know, as a twosome, you're going to get paired up with a couple other people. Yeah. There's a high likelihood it's going to be some dickheads or some spaz that like hits a bad shot. He's like, fuck. Or, somebody that's hitting like 3 balls and playing 3 balls. And you're like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But we lucked out so hard. It was a guy from Australia and his wife from New Zealand. It was the most pleasant experience of my life.
Just a nice gentleman?
Oh, so, I can't do their accents. Probably, if I had to guess, 50.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't do their accent, but he's like, yeah, mate, we came up here on vacation in the summers. Is that how they sound?
Not really.
Well, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to do more because it was so fun playing with them. And his wife was actually pretty good, and he was not horrible. But you know how it is. You're giving your girl tips or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, square up your shoulders. You do like this. And then she would like shank in the woods. He's like, see, that's what happens when I tell you how to play like me. That's a pretty good accent.
Funny. I guess it's not terrible. But
yeah, but I was beefing it pretty big time. It's not the easiest course. So
which course?
It's White Lake Oaks. It's one of those.
I think I played it with you before. No, it's
like
Ironwood or something.
It was my first time playing it, but it's one of those just like a lot of trouble. The greens are super hilly, and every time I fucked up, he was like, "It's okay, man. Keep your head up." It was just so funny, super pleasant.
No, it's kind of what you want. You want just like a happy-go-lucky type person. It's just going to keep the mood up. It's just going to keep the spirits high.
The perfect person to get paired with.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then
you went to a concert.
The last thing, Mount Joy. Honestly, not too much to report on this one, except for
it's your second time going. We went together like not even a year ago.
It was very cool because they just released their new album. It was the first concert they've done since they released the new album. But honestly, moral of the story.
Did they play a lot of those new songs, or
getting into that? So. Yes, they almost exclusively played that. And me just being the natural dickhead that I am.
Yeah, you were like, play Astro Van.
Oh, that's what I was doing the entire time. So every time they were like, this is the best single off our new album, they'd start playing. I was like, fuck that, play Astro Van. We want to hear Astro Van. Definitely just pissing off everyone around me. And then they would start playing the new song that they have, and I would just sing Astro Van to that beat. Just completely off beat. But I was getting pretty sauced up off these, I think the drinks were called High Tides or something like that. It was like vodka mixed with pineapple juice. So I was just ripping those, and I was walking around the concert singing Astro Van on repeat, just going, surfs up, motherfuckers.
Dude, everyone probably hated me.
They were so angry.
Was probably so mad.
Yeah.
Everyone at Mount Joy concerts are so just like vibing.
Die hard, I need to see this. I was being the worst for sure.
That's so funny. So, first segment of the episode here.
Mm-hmm.
A repeat, a classic. Nothing new, nothing special. Gem of the week.
Yes, sir.
Mine's in Georgia when it happened, and the whole time we were in Georgia, whenever we interacted with the locals, I would go up to them and I'd be like, Whataburger or Cookout? Whataburger or Cookout?
Never heard of Cookout.
So Cookout is...
you got invited to the Cookout?
that's what I felt like.
My fucking brother.
I felt like I got invited to cookout when I was there. Well, cookout is like what you would imagine. It's like barbecue, like brisket, pulled pork stuff. But everybody says you can only get cookout after 2 a.m. or whatever. But they're like,
what?
Because it's sort of like,
that is the last hour.
It's sort of like McDonald's. It's sort of like a McDonald's. It's like shitty barbecue food.
I guess. That's just crazy. Eating brisket at 3 a.m. is
nuts. Right. That's what I was thinking. But I was like, I kind of want to try that. So we didn't really pass. We passed like one cookout, but it was when we were going to Stone Mountain. So that bar that we were at with the MJ guy was right by a Whataburger. So after we went to the bar at night and took a lot of shots, which funny story, bro. Kyle was tanked, and not to put him on blast, but we get there and our bartender's like, what would you like to drink, sir? He goes, fill up my cup with a vodka. And it was like a tall draft beer cup.
Oh,
and Lord. She's like, sir, are you really asking me this right now? He's like, yes, I just want a cup of vodka. And she's like, I cannot serve you that much alcohol. And he's like, I'll take a Long Island instead. So we got Long Island. I was like, jeez, man. But anyways, after that, it's like 2 a.m. We go to Whataburger. Yeah. We like walk there. And I was so happy, bro. I was going up before I ordered. I went up to everybody that was in the Whataburger. They probably hated me. And I was like, what should I get? It's my first time at Whataburger. And they were like, all giving me their advice and stuff.
I'm going to guess it's a burger.
I got a burger, a spicy chicken sandwich. And then everybody was like, you got to try. So we were there. So here's what happened. I get a burger, a spicy chicken sandwich. And then I got cookies, brownies, and Cinnabon.
Dude, you fat lard.
I was just going to try everything. I was going to share it with the homies.
Did you?
With 2 other people. Well, listen to this. So I'm like chatting it up with the cashier. I just showed Joe. I have pictures on my phone of me. I saw these the next morning of me with the cashier at Whataburger, like with my arm around her, like looking at her all cutely from across the restaurant. But
she looked very pleasant.
She was so happy to see me, and she was so happy it was my first time that she was going to be my cashier. So she was also giving me advice on what I should get.
Yeah.
And long story short, I'm like talking to her for forever, and she goes, I gave your friends, the two people I was with there were just sitting at a table eating, and I was just talking to her and locals the whole time.
Yeah.
And mind you, it's 2 a.m. in Georgia. And then, long story short, she goes, I didn't even tell you, because I had a bag in my hand. I thought it was my food. It was just the cookie, the Cinnabon, and the brownie. And she's like, I gave your friends your food. And meanwhile, Kramer's over there like, why is my chicken sandwich spicy? Like, I didn't order a spicy chicken sandwich. Yeah. And I was like, she's like, I gave them your food. And I was like, oh my God, Kramer just ate all my shit. So I was like, I'm not, whatever. And Kramer's like, dude, they gave us the wrong food. Our Uber's here. We got to go. And I didn't eat. They ate all of my shit.
You didn't even try the actual
food? I was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm not leaving till I get Whataburger. I'll Uber after you guys. So they get in the Uber. I'm there by myself.
Oh, they left you?
These new locals, Kramer already canceled 2 Ubers before that. So he was like, dude, I'm not canceling a third. I was like, I understand. I was like, these new locals come in. They're like, you have to try the breakfast too. So I get a burger, a sausage, like whatever, biscuit, and I get chicken sandwich again. Dude. I get back to Kramer's place in my Uber, like didn't touch any of the food. I wake up in the morning, didn't eat anything.
Why?
I fell asleep before I ate it all.
Why didn't you eat it in the morning?
I took a bite of the burger and a bite of the chicken sandwich. I was like, this is gross. It's sitting out all night. And it like didn't taste how it should taste.
You gotta eat it.
The fries were like McDonald's fries. But then we went back before the airport because everybody was like, we got it and we don't remember what it tastes like. So let's just take it back. I will say the Cinnabon, I actually didn't eat the Cinnabon in the morning, but the brownie, the cookie in the morning were great.
We don't remember what it tastes like. It's so funny.
All I ate the night of was fries and sausage. The sausage biscuit breakfast thing.
It's like the 2 gayest things you could have eaten.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm glad we went back because I actually got a good review. Dude, their gravy's pretty good.
They have gravy
there? Yeah, I was like, let me just dip my fries in there. We'll see what happens. It was good, bro. It was so good.
That's sick.
So Whataburger better than Cookout. Now, last piece on Whataburger, I have a buddy in high school. He went viral. He was on the news. He was everything. And it was...
he was on the Epstein flight logs?
Close. Is about as close as you can be to that. But he went to Whataburger. He was like young in middle school, high school, or whatever. This is in Texas. And he basically goes, Whataburger messed up my order, so I stole their sweet tea machine. And it's just him at home filling up a sweet tea machine. And the news was like, are they gonna prosecute him? Are they gonna charge him? Like, and he ended up just like taking it back, and they weren't mad.
Nothing
at all.
happened.
Yeah, no, they weren't mad at all. But it was funny as shit.
That's sick. Whataburger sounds very hospitable.
Oh, dude, the workers were fantastic.
It reminds me of those memes where it's like you pull up to McDonald's, you're like, if you don't mind, can I just get one fry? And they're like, dude, I'll fucking kill you. I fucking hate my life. Yeah. And then you pull up to like Whataburger or Chick-fil-A, and they're like, may the Lord bless you. I love you, brother. You're my soldier in this life, and I'll do anything for you.
Also, my other takeaway, bro, is a lot of southern states have gas stations that serve like sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, pizza, like, and it's actually pretty good. We went before a golf round, and I was like, I got like a sausage, egg, I got like a brisket burrito, and I got a slice of pizza, and it was good.
Yeah. They just double up.
I wish that we had that shit here. I wish we had gas stations that had good food.
I was driving over to Fenton a few weeks ago, and in the gas station parking lot that we passed, they had one of those AI pizza machines where it's unmanned. You go up to it, you put in your order, and then it makes the pizza, boxes it, and just
there was at the airport. There's like Happy Pizza.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That is weird. But what's your gem of the week, man?
So my gem of the week this week is my great grandma's cousin, Kinnie Wagner, the notorious Appalachian outlaw. So I'll just start kind of from the beginning. Chris, not too privy to this. He listened to one of the ballads about Kinnie Wagner.
Is it a ballad or ballad?
It's a ballad. That's a mallard. A mallard's a male duck.
I thought it was a ballad of Kinnie Wagner.
No, it's a ballad. A ballad's just like a song story.
Okay. So yeah, I only listened to the song. This is, you said, who is it in relation to you?
It is my great-grandmother's cousin.
Great-grandma's cousin.
So my grandpa's mom's cousin.
Grandpa's mom's cousin. I'm excited to hear this because the song, I mean, you guys should all give it a tap in and give it a listen.
Yep, the Ballad of Kinnie Wagner.
16 years on the run and 16 years in jail.
Yep.
That's all I know.
Correct.
So let's hear about it, bro. Let's hear about how you came to be who you are in your previous life, and like why people that are local to us should be scared of Joe.
Well, I don't know about any of that, but it is my lineage. It's in my blood. So we'll start from the beginning. He was born in a one-bedroom cabin in Virginia. So this was very much a frontier's time, where it was his dad, his mom, him, and his sister. They lived on a farm, and all the dad would do every day is farm, get food for the family, while the mom made clothes. He was very close with his mother, but she passed on Christmas Day from the flu, which left him...
How old was he when she passed?
I think 6.
Oh, dang.
So very close. This was, earth-shattering for him because he was so close with her. And his dad couldn't take care of 2 kids because he had spent so much time on the farm. So he married a widow who had 2 kids herself, and then they ended up having 2 kids together. So there was the dad, the stepmom, and 6 kids, all in this one-bedroom cabin. And the new stepmom hated the original kids. She made it very clear that they were not her kids, and she would beat them and treat them like shit, make them sleep on the floor, all that shit. So Kinnie ended up getting his first gun when he was 8.
Whoa.
And this is kind of where the story starts. So he hated his family now. He would spend his time with 3 dogs that he befriended, and they were his best friends. He'd go in the woods.
What do you mean befriended 3 dogs? He found 3 dogs?
Yeah, and he trained them, and they were his best friends.
Solo, he was just living with 3 dogs?
Well, he would live in the cabin, but he would spend all of his time outdoors, shooting things, hunting, and he was entering into local shooting competitions where he was winning all of these competitions, and he was gaining some sort of notoriety around the country as being one of the best shooters, right? People would almost not even enter these competitions if they knew that Kinnie was going to be a part of them because he was such a sharpshooter.
Okay.
One of these days, though...
What were they shooting at? Like, it was like short distance, like bottles?
So they would tie what was it? I believe it was a hen behind a log, and there was a guy underneath the log that was laying down that would poke the hen. So it would go like, ah, and it would pop its head up. And then when it popped its head up, 3 people would try and shoot it. And whoever hit it would win, and they would get the hen for food.
Dang.
And he was lit with it. He was really good.
So he was eating a lot of hen.
He was. A lot of hen. But one day he gets into a fight with his step-sibling. Mom beats his ass, and he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. He grabs his gun, his dogs, he heads out.
Okay.
He ends up running into the circus, and he looks at them. He says, hey, I'm a young man. You guys need some help setting up these tents? And the guy's like, join ship. He ends up getting a job with them, setting up the tents for $35 a month. So it was kind of the best setup he's ever been in, even though the owner still kind of treated him like shit. He would, abuse him here and there, treat him kind of poorly, skim him on money, all that sort of shit. But he was setting up the tents for the most part until one day they had one of their main acts was a sharpshooter. And the guy was a drunk, so he was passed out. The owner looked at Kinnie. He said, hey, you're pretty good with a rifle. Why don't you step in here? You can take his spot.
Dang.
So Kinnie pops out there, and for his act, he has 3 walnuts and a guy standing across the field that lights a cigarette in his mouth. And his job was to throw up the 3 walnuts, shoot them out of the air, and then shoot the lit part of the cigarette out of the guy's mouth. Does it to perfection, shoots all the walnuts, shoots out the cigarette, all in rapid succession.
So you're saying this guy was turned sideways and he just shot the cigarette out?
Yep.
That's absurd.
So Kinnie then becomes the main act of the show. He is the leader of the circus. Everyone's coming to see him. He's known as one of the best shooters in the country. He continued doing that, shooting out walnuts, shooting out cigarettes, and he got to the point where he was shooting buttons off of people's shirts.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm picturing like a revolver.
Yeah. It's pretty much probably like an old Smith & Wesson revolver, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's how good of a shot he was. So he did that for a while until one day he saw the owner of the circus kick one of his dogs. He left town. He had a great affinity for dogs. Didn't stand for it. He left and he went down to Mississippi. There,
He was still in Virginia when he was in the circus?
They were traveling. So he was in like Tennessee, Virginia, and I think he ended up, the last spot was Georgia. Okay. And then he finds his way in Mississippi where he gets a job during the day at a logging company, and he's making some good money. But this was also during Prohibition, so naturally he finds his way running moonshine at nights.
Love it.
But who he was working for was the county sheriff. The sheriff was crooked, so he had a bunch of people working for him, running moonshine and kind of operating in a way where he was within the law, so he had all the control.
Okay.
Until one day, the FBI was starting to look into him, and they were getting pretty hot on his trail that he was running all this moonshine. So what did the sheriff do? He pinned it all on Kinnie. He said that Kinnie was the mastermind of this operation. He's been running it the whole time.
No, bro.
So Kinnie ends up getting arrested by the FBI. They put him in prison, but he jumps out of a 3-story window, gets on a horse, rides away, shacks up in an abandoned house, and he's camping out there for a few days until they end up finding him. So 3 sheriffs pull up. They're all screaming at him. They're like, hey, Kinnie, we know you're in there. Come on out. He has his revolver. He tucks in his waistband. He was not a violent man. He was a sharpshooter, but he was not violent. So he opens the door, and he's trying to talk some sense, but they all start shooting. He gets shot once, but luckily the revolver took the brunt of it, so he just gets slightly injured. He looks at his shotgun sitting in the corner. He grabs that. He tries making his way out the back. They all start trying to follow him, shoot at him. He turns around, knocks both their heads off.
Dang. Yep. So he's free.
He kills both them. Here's kind of where we get into the action. So he kills those 2 sheriffs. These are the first men that he's killed, and he makes his way up to Tennessee to find his sister from earlier because they still have a good relationship. He writes to her or whatever, tells her that he needs help, so they meet up. She's trying to help him out. They're trying to figure out the game plan until somebody alerts the authorities. This time, 5 cops show up. They scream something at him, and he immediately starts booking it with his sister. They start shooting. He has his gun. While he's running away, over his shoulder, 3 shots, kills 3 of them. He severely injures a 4th, and the other one runs away. So that's now a total of 5 dead, 1 in critical condition.
5 bodies, bro.
Yep. So he ends up running. He gets away, but he turns himself in because he feels bad for it. So he's getting prosecuted in Tennessee. And at this point,
he turned himself in?
He did because he felt bad. So, like I said,
he would definitely do that.
He wasn't a violent man. He thought that he was
like, acting, I can't live with this.
He thought that he was acting in his self-defense, right? Because he never did anything wrong.
True.
And he thought it was all getting pinned.
True.
But at this point, he was getting so much notoriety. Everybody in the country knew him. He was a very attractive man. So money was pouring in to pay for his lawyers. He had the best lawyers that you could possibly get at the time. And they still couldn't even convince the Supreme Court, or no, it was just the district court to appeal, I guess, the death sentence that he got by the electric chair.
Dang.
So he was sentenced to death, and they were going to appeal with the Supreme Court, but Kinnie didn't want to wait around for that. So he overpowered a guard. He sneaks out of prison again. And at this time, he knows it's not safe to be around here, so he hightails it down to Mexico. He hitches a ride on a train.
Yeah, they say that in the song.
Yep, this is kind of the part where he gets on the train. He's still a felon. He's stealing stuff, but nothing violent down there. He's chilling in Mexico for a while until they start thinking that he's a U.S. spy. So the Mexicans turn on him, and he has to fight his way back to America. And on his way back, he got shot twice. He barely makes it back, but he eventually finds his way back up to Arkansas. And this was after, I think it was 2 years. So he gets to Arkansas, and he gets a job on a farm just doing general labor, and it was kind of like a rough crowd. Obviously, if they hired him, it was kind of a place where the less than desirables go just to do some cheap work.
Yeah.
And one night, he's playing poker with a couple brothers. Kinnie was a great poker player. He's taking all their money. One of the brothers takes the butt end of his pistol, smacks into Kinnie's face. He's laying on the ground.
Yo.
They think that he's dead. But when Kinnie comes to and he starts trying to crawl out of the room, he hears one of the brothers say, "Hey, he's not dead. Let's shoot him." What does Kinnie do? Pistol the waistband, kills them both.
Whoa.
Yep. So this is now the second time he gets another bounty on his head. Everyone's looking for him. He's hiding in the woods. The first person he sees is a sheriff that's a woman. So her husband, who was the sheriff, died, so she took over. And then he surrenders himself to this lady sheriff because he says later he's too much of a gentleman to ever hurt a woman.
Wow.
Yep. So he ends up getting taken in.
Wow.
And they're trying to figure out how to try him.
Because he's probably like, I can escape again.
More or less. We'll get into that in a second. But so he, surrenders to her. They're trying to figure out all these different states where he's committed all these crimes, who should try him. He ends up getting tried, and they just sentence him to life in prison at a prison called Parchman Farms, which is historically a horrible prison to be in. It's like hell on earth.
Okay.
But since, again, Kinnie was a very charismatic guy, he was tall, handsome, all this stuff. So within a couple years of being there, he got in their good graces, more or less, so back then, because they didn't have enough staff to keep these prisons run, if a prisoner showed good behavior, they would give them special tasks or let them help out, basically in overseeing the prison. So he got to a point where they allowed him to train the dogs, and he had his own gun to keep the other prisoners in line. So the first time that he escapes from Parchman Farms, they were out looking for a prisoner that escaped, and he was talking to one of the guards that he was looking for him with. They're having an in-depth conversation. Kinnie puts a gun up to his head, and he says, "I can't trust you. I'm out of here." Bails out.
Dang.
Yeah. So he ends up getting out. They find him like a year later. They take him back to Parchman Farms. What do? They give him the same responsibilities of training the dogs, and they give him a gun. So this time, he trained the dogs to not smell him. So when he escaped, he just walked out of the front gate, and when they released the dogs, all the dogs just laid down because they didn't want to go look for him because he was their caregiver.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then that time he was out for, I think, 8 years until somebody informed on him, and the FBI got him, took him back to Parchman Farms, and this is where he lived his remaining days. But at this point, he was very ill. He had health complications, so he was basically like, okay, this is it. So he just continued training the dogs. They didn't give him a gun this time. And he just sought after the dogs until one day he knew it was his time. And he asked the people at the hospital of the prison if he could go see his dogs one more time. And they were like, okay, fine, but just make it quick. And he goes there. He sees his favorite dog, and she just had puppies. and he picks up one of the puppies, and he had a heart attack from how cute it was, and peeled over and died.
That's how he died?
Yep. He loved dogs his entire life, and that was how he passed.
What a crazy story, bro.
Yeah, kind of the end of the story is, again, he gained so much notoriety. He was kind of like one of the last real outlaws. And he was seen as a hero because everything he did was in self-defense. People thought he was wrongly persecuted, on top of him being very attractive. So what I failed to mention earlier, when he was first sent to Parchman Farms, you know Ted Bundy, when he was in prison, there were women outside with poster boards and mailing to him?
Yeah.
That's what was happening with Kinnie. He was getting all these letters from women. There was women outside wanting to marry him. They say that he spent 8 hours of every day writing love letters.
Let's go.
And so he ends up dying, and his funeral has 50,000 attendees.
Yo.
Including my grandpa, but they couldn't even get in because it was so packed.
What?
Yep.
So did you talk to your grandpa about it?
Hardly. And my grandpa's like a very soft-spoken guy. He doesn't talk that much, but yeah. So essentially, they went there and they viewed the procession from outside. But that's how popular Kinnie Wagner was.
Go, bro.
Yeah,
he was literally the Jeffrey Dahmer before his time.
No, because Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. Kinnie was acting in self-defense. He was just a gun. He was a sharpshooter. He was a sick guy.
That's what the relatives say.
There were 3 songs about him that topped the Billboard charts in the 1920s.
That is a crazy stat.
Yeah.
But I mean, the songs back in the day that were like, I was 16 years in prison and 16 on the run.
Yeah.
Like, those are so good. Like, it's
Dude,
just an outlaw.
It's old, like, Showtime tunes.
Making music, and he can't go to concert because he's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just funny, but.
Yeah.
Great gem of the week, bro. What made you think about that in the first place?
I just figured this out like 3 years ago. That was the first I've heard of it, and I think about it a lot. It's just very funny to know that that's somebody that I'm not so distantly related to. You know what I mean? Like, there is somebody in my life currently that knew him, right? Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's interesting. Some people have NFL players in their lives.
Crazy.
Some people have whatever, but
crazy.
I have the notorious outlaw Kinnie Wagner, and I'm proud of it.
That is crazy. What else is crazy is our last segment of the day.
New segment alert.
Yeah, this is one we're hoping to repeat. Let us know if you like it or not.
Yep.
We're very pumped for this one. This one took a little prep. Who do you say that?
Who'd you say that?
Who would you say that?
Yep. So essentially it's going to be kind of a competition between me and Chris where we're going to go one by one. We're going to say a song lyric, and you get 1 point as the other person if you guess the artist correctly, and you get another point if you guess the song name correctly. So it's going to be up to 5 lyrics each. So the most amount of points you can get is 10. And we also are going to have within those 5 songs 2 requests to be able to make the other person sing/rap the song as it was originally sang by the artist.
Yep.
So those are the rules. Those are the parameters.
So you're shooting for 10 points.
Yep.
That's what you want. That's where you're aiming towards. We were kind of telling each other songs that we didn't use this time.
And it was rough.
We think it's going to be very difficult.
It was rough.
So if we get, I think winner probably takes home with 4 points.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So Joe's gonna read here's the lyric first, like he said. 2 opportunities to make the other person sing the song, and then 5 songs total, and we'll see what happens. So Joe's gonna go first. Let's rip it.
I decided I was gonna start a little bit easier and make it progressively harder. So my first one is going to be, I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Incorrect.
Wait. Well, let me.
You already
I didn't say final answer.
That's not how that works. I already told you it's incorrect.
DNA test. Oh, it's Lizzo.
Okay, I'll let this one slide, but no more with that.
But wait, I don't know if I know the song name.
Anything you say verbally counts.
It's Lizzo.
Correct.
But,
okay, that's 1 point.
I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. What's that song called, bro?
That's the question I'm asking you, brother.
That bitch?
Incorrect.
Well, all right, I'll get 1 point.
That's 1 point.
All right.
It's Truth Hurts.
Truth hurts, yeah. Because that's when she found out she was fat.
It hurt if she sat on me, bro.
You remember when you were at the bar at college? You're like, I love Lizzo. Like
everybody name your favorite fat black female rapper on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3.
Lizzo. I mean, she was the goat in my life for so long.
She really was. Here's my first one.
Hit me.
And if you want to leave, hey, I've been drinking your last one. Let's share it. Let's share it.
You drunk bastard.
Let's share the last one. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me.
And if you want to leave, I can guarantee in the night I hear the cold soul, yeah. So, well, this is a tough one because it's either the Fray. Are you going with Fray or Kanye? Because they both have versions of the song. It's Heartless, but it's either the Fray or Kanye.
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
What?
So I mean, guess the artist, guess the song. You can't go with one or the other.
They both have versions of the exact same song. I guess I'm assuming because it's you, I'm going to go with Kanye and Heartless.
What song?
Heartless.
When in heart? No, I didn't say in the night. I said, and if you want to leave, I can guarantee
you won't find nobody else like me. In the night, I hear him talk. That's how the song goes.
Don't know how you met me. I don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. 'Cause I know is when, I don't know. You make me follow me.
No, dude.
Everything is
Wait, repeat the lyrics.
Right.
Repeat the lyrics.
I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Follow me, Uncle Cracker.
Oh, my God. Wait. What the fuck? Say him one more time.
And if you want to leave, I can guarantee.
Dude, why did I think that was Heartless?
Find nobody else like me.
Oh my God, I beefed that so bad. Dude, why did I think that was Heartless?
All right. I'm up 1-0.
Oh,
let me get the beer. If you're answering, you get the beer.
Okay, that's
thinking
fair.
beer.
Oh, I just beefed
you
that
get the thinking
so
beer.
bad. Fuck, but that was a really good answer. That was a good answer. All right. All right, so my next one, it's another softball. It's going to be hotel room like heaven on earth. Got some angels in my bed with some all white covers.
Say it one more time.
Hotel room like heaven on earth. Got some angels in my bed with some all white covers.
Like heaven on earth is throwing me off. Hotel, motel.
I'll give you 3 seconds to think about it. I gotta go pee one more time.
Okay, say it one more time.
Hotel room like heaven on earth. Got some angels in my bed with some all white covers.
Dude, it's a country song.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna make you sing it though, because I still don't think I know it if you sing it. That's the issue.
Okay.
This is a shot in the dark. I'm gonna go.
All right, come on.
I'm gonna go Luke Bryan. I have no idea the song name.
No, it's Jack Harlow and it's Tyler Hero.
Oh my god.
Hotel room like heaven on earth. Got some angels in my bed with some all white covers. Whatever he says after that.
Like butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. All right,
damn.
It's my turn.
Wait, I didn't even get to sip.
I thought that was an easy one.
Yeah, I should have got it. My next one. Hold up. My next one.
We still recording?
Yeah, we're still ripping. All right. But you didn't have to cut me off.
Go to somebody I used to know.
Yeah.
2 points. Let's go.
I'm glad you got that one on the first line because I was like, I don't know. I think the second line. I was hoping you.
I was halfway between that way.
Well, you didn't. That one would give it away if I sang it.
I was halfway between that one and Anxiety was trying. I hate that song so much.
Okay.
All right. My next one, I feel like you should get it because I know you have an affinity for this artist. It's going to be I'm the shit, I'm farting, I don't know how to potty.
It's Kodak.
Correct.
I'm the shit, I'm farting. What's the second line?
I don't know how to potty.
Oh. Kodak. Is it like I'm sipping on Bello?
Nope.
My chick from Bello.
I shouldn't give you hints, but it is not that song.
No, it's not Patty Cake. It's on that album, though.
No, it's not.
Oh. I knew it was Kodak right away. I don't know what song it is, though.
It's because he says that in every one of his songs. He says he's the shit and he's farting.
For real. That's like, got a girl, she stayed from Michigan.
Yeah.
Drunk a lot of coffee, now I got a shit again. I don't know. I'll just do Kodak 28.
It's Drowning. A Boogie with the Hoodie in Kodak.
Okay.
I'm the shit, I'm farting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to potty.
That makes sense.
Answer beer. So, the score is 2-2 right now, right?
It is.
Okay.
But you started, so you kind of are in the lead. This one might be tough.
Okay.
But it is a great line from this song.
Okay.
So I think you could get 2 points here. And I think you have a good chance of beating me. Pockets getting too fat. No Weight Watchers. No lipo.
No lipo?
Lipo. Like
what?
liposuction. Pockets getting too fat. No Weight Watchers. No lipo.
Pockets getting too fat. No Weight Watchers. No lipo. I don't think I've ever heard this.
I'll give you an extra line, though.
Okay.
I think you have. I might give you 2. AK on my nightstand, right next to that Bible.
AK on my nightstand, right next to that Bible. It's Lil Wayne.
But I swear with these 50 shots, I'll shoot out like 5 though.
Okay, it's Lil Wayne.
Pockets getting too fat, no Weight Watch, no life.
Lil Wayne, right?
Yes.
Yeah. AK rest in peace in pussy. Fuck, what song is that?
Womp womp. Womp
womp. I know the beat. Fuck. Rest in peace. Fuck, what is that? Okay, so I got Lil Wayne. It's shit, I'm so bad with the names of songs.
This one I thought you'd get Lil Wayne, but not the title.
Yeah, dude. Is it a hard name?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. And I'm just 6'7".
Rich as fuck.
Okay. Yeah, all my bitches be rich as fuck. Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so scoreboard's 3-2 me.
Yeah, 3-2 you.
All right. Next one, I do feel like you should get.
Okay.
It's going to be last guy I punched took 3 weeks until they found his tooth.
I don't know the song, though, but I think I know who said it. I only have 2 left?
Yeah.
Can you sing it?
Last guy I punched took 3 weeks until they found his tooth.
Sing it again.
Last guy I punched took 3 weeks until they found his tooth.
Dude, that's got to be Rio.
Oh, Chris.
But I'm gonna go with Babytron. I don't know the song name.
You cheater! I'll give you Babytron though. It's Babytron. It's Mr. Do the Dash.
I don't know that song.
Oh, dude, that's one of his. I play it all the time.
I don't know that song. Though.
That's fair. I assumed you had known it because I played it all the time.
Just making sure my good. All right. It's my second to last one. What's the score? 3-3.
It's tied up.
3-3. Tied up. All right. Tell me after this first line if you're close. If not, I'll say the second line.
Okay.
I'm swaggin'. I got flavor. I got sauce. Call me Ragu.
I'm going to have to ask you to sing this one.
I'll do the second line too.
Okay.
I'll sing it though.
Okay.
I'm swagging, I got flavor. Hold on. Car was driving by. I'm swagging, I got flavor, I got sauce, call me Ragu. I love my baby girl, pussy ball, call her Caillou.
Oh, well, that's Kodak. That's Kodak, and it's wait, is that pancake or wait, patty cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Damn, you gave me that answer because you guessed it earlier.
I know I shouldn't have guessed it earlier. I forgot I had this one, but I was trying to think of Kodak songs, and I was like, I can't remember what that one's in.
Damn. All right, let's go. I'm up. What? 5-4.
Yeah. So you're up
5-4.
And dang. So you got one more for me. I almost have to get this both right to win.
Which unfortunately,
one right to tie.
I did save my hardest one for the last. Are you ready?
And I gave you one that you're gonna get. So we'll see how
probably
this goes.
cucked. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I feel like I played this song a lot around you. I feel like you'll know it, but the lyrics are, I'm a beast, I'm an ass, I'm ahead of my class, I'm a diamond in the rough like a baby in the trash.
Oh, I have heard you play this.
Which I can sing it because you have it.
Yeah, sing it.
I'm a beast, I'm an ass, I'm ahead of my class, I'm a diamond in the rough like a baby in the trash.
Dude, you sound like B.O.B. right there.
Nah, that's not what I was going for.
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know.
Dude.
I think, can you give me
I can give you one more bar. I can give you one more bar if it'll help. I'm trying to think of the best one. Holy shit, I'm the holy shit. My bowel is loose.
I don't know this shit.
I'm armed and lazy. I'm armed and daisy. I'm spraying until my arms is lazy.
You haven't done Baby Tron yet, have you?
I did.
You didn't pick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
took 3 weeks until they found his tooth.
Oh, yeah.
The only other line I can give you. All right, I'll give it to you.
Is it Rio? Who is it?
I'll give you one more line to make it interesting because this should give it away. Holy shit. Wait, no, I already gave that one. It's, I forget the exact line, but he calls himself Porta Potty Tunchi.
Oh. I don't know. I still don't know what it is.
Dude, Chris, it's Glory by Lil Wayne.
I still don't know that song. Glory?
Yeah.
What, isn't that the one that has like a... Oh, no, it's Champion. I don't know that song.
Dude, I played it for you.
I don't know that song.
Okay. Well, I did save my hardest one for last.
All right. So Joe won, but I'm still going to do the last one because I've been wanting to do this one for a little bit. And I was between a few lyrics on the song. The song is a great song. One of the best songs ever created, in my opinion.
Okay.
Man, there's so many I could do, but you're going to get it off the first bar no matter what I do.
Okay.
So this...
Go ahead and just sing it.
Let's just... Before I say what I'm about to say, I think that this is the best bar ever written in a song. And that bar is... Never done drugs, but I got a white cane.
Dude, come on. It's Thrown by Ruddy and Bosky.
Thrown by Ruddy and Bosky is a go-ass song.
Been a few years, but I'm still...
I was going to do that. Well, I was going to do it. But I'm Midas on the
B-O-S-K-I. Don't forget my goddamn name. Come on, dude. That's a banger.
Hey, we love you guys.
We in the group.
That's, if you don't know, Thrown by Bosky. I was going to ask you, I've been waiting to ask this all day. Do you think we could get the copyrights for that to be an intro of our song?
Yeah. I mean, it's not copyrighted.
Right. It's just on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And like I was supposed to make the beat for it, but somebody else made it.
Yeah. I mean, well, he bought it from somebody, so fuck it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think we'd get copyrighted? We might as well, bro. That should be so
it's
funny.
Not copyrighted music.
It should be dope. I got to figure out how to do it, but...
It's like, we are your murder gang.
Never done drugs, but I got a white cane. Turn this shit up loud, migraine, split your brain. These kids ride my wave, side kicks, Dwayne Wade, B-O-S-K-I. Don't forget my goddamn name.